teeth. Those hard, white, seemingly silent companions that have been with us since the moment we first entered the world. Science tells us they're just specialized bones for chewing and little more. But what if I told you each tooth is like a hidden file of your soul? A secret code that reveals your story, your ancestry, and even the traumas you've avoided facing. Imagine for a moment that your mouth isn't just a biological space, but an energetic temple. Each tooth acts as a guardian, protecting an invisible portal. And when one hurts, cracks, or falls out, it may be a silenced truth from your soul trying to break through. It's no coincidence that one of the most common dreams around the world is losing teeth. It's no coincidence that ancient shamans kept them as sacred amulets. It's no coincidence that even in dark rituals, teeth were used to bind or release energies. All of this suggests that what you carry in your mouth isn't just matter. It's living memory. Teeth, in a way, are timeless. When the body decays, flesh disappears, and bones turn to dust, teeth remain. Unchanged, eternal witnesses of your journey on earth. Maybe that's why so many cultures believe they hold the secret to the soul's immortality. Today, I want to take you on a journey no one talks about. We'll look at your teeth like never before. Not as dental parts, but as sacred codes, as keys to power. We'll uncover what they say about you, the emotions they hide, the invisible links they share with your organs, and the hidden rituals that have surrounded them for centuries. And here's a warning: a cavity, a cracked tooth, or an extraction might be more than a clinical issue. It could be a sign that something in your soul is breaking open, that your lineage is calling out, or that your energy has been tampered with. Because once you learn the secret language of your teeth, they stop being a painful mystery, and instead become a map for your spiritual awakening. Stay with me until the end, because there I'll reveal the ancient key: how to listen to the message of your teeth before it's too late. And remember, you won't find this wisdom in any dental clinic or medical textbook. You'll only find it in the hidden spaces where body, energy, and soul intersect. Are you ready to open the mouth of your spirit and hear what your teeth have been trying to tell you all along? Then subscribe now, tap the bell, and share this video with anyone who still thinks teeth are just bones. Because what you'll discover here might forever change how you see your body, your energy, and your destiny. There's something science still hasn't dared to admit. Your teeth are a living map of your history, even of what came before you were born. Each tooth forms in layers like the rings of a tree, and in those layers are not only the traces of your diet and health, but also the emotional memories of your lineage. In biodecoding, it's taught that a damaged tooth isn't just a mechanical problem, it's a silent confession of the unconscious. Nay. A fractured canine often connects to suppressed anger or struggles over territory. A compromised incisor can reflect issues of identity or self-esteem. A decaying molar can reveal inherited resentment, secrets passed down for generations. The ancients sensed this. That's why many cultures said the mouth speaks even when closed. What we don't say in words, the teeth shout. And when one breaks, hurts, or darkens, it's exposing a part of your soul that's been silenced too long. The unsettling truth: your teeth don't just hold your own memories. They hold your family's as well. They're like vaults where your parents, grandparents, and even distant ancestors' traumas gather. A chain of suffering passed down like an echo. Haven't you wondered why certain dental issues repeat across generations? That's not chance. It's a code waiting to be broken. Some spiritual therapists put it plainly: teeth are the roots of the soul in the body. Think about that. Roots that anchor, roots that hold, but roots that can also trap. A lost tooth isn't always weakness. Sometimes it's your energy's desperate attempt to break free from an inherited weight. And here's an even darker truth. In ancient rituals, the teeth of the dead were used to summon the memory of the lineage. A simple molar could connect you with an ancestor's spirit, carrying either their strength or their pain. Why do you think children's baby teeth have long carried such mystery? Do you really believe the tooth fairy story is just for fun? What I'm telling you may feel uncomfortable. Your teeth are sacred records, and every time you treat them as just bones, you turn away from a chapter of your own spiritual story. And this is only the beginning. If teeth carry memory and lineage, then there's something even deeper. They're connected to every organ in your body, to every flow of life energy. In other words, your mouth is the secret mirror of your health and your spirit. Stay tuned, because next, we'll uncover why a single molar could be tied to your heart, your liver, even your mood. Understanding this could completely change the way you listen to your body. Traditional Chinese medicine understood this thousands of years ago. Teeth aren't just isolated pieces, they are energetic nodes. Each tooth connects to a meridian, and each meridian links to an organ, an emotion, and a state of consciousness. That means a toothache isn't just about bacteria or enamel. It can be a warning that your liver is overloaded, that your kidneys are weak, or that your heart has been carrying repressed emotions for too long. Take canines, for example. They're linked to the liver and gallbladder. And what emotions do those organs hold in energy traditions? Anger, frustration, suppressed rage. It's no surprise that many people with liver problems also struggle with their canines. Nothing is accidental. Incisors, the ones you show when you smile, are tied to the kidneys and bladder. In energy reading, these organs carry ancestral fear, the kind of fear we drag from childhood and even from the womb. When incisors weaken or fall out, the message is clear. Fear is draining your life force. Molars, on the other hand, are tied to the stomach and intestines, which are connected to worry and mental obsession. How many times has a molar hurt during moments of anxiety, when your thoughts won't stop circling? That's the proof. The mouth speaks what the mind keeps silent. The connection is so precise that some alternative therapists create what's called an emotional odontogram, a map where each tooth corresponds to an organ and a trauma. And here's the disturbing part. Often, when a tooth gets sick, the associated organ begins showing symptoms soon after. Think about that. If each tooth is like an energetic switch that can turn organs and emotions on or off, then your mouth is really a hidden control panel. A system no one ever taught us to read, but one that rules much of our health and spiritual life. And here's the hardest truth. The system knows this. Modern medicine, with all its technology, chooses to treat teeth as mechanical parts and organs as separate units. Why? Because if you learn to read the invisible link between them, you could prevent illness, release trapped emotions, and free yourself from the energetic chains that keep humanity in chronic suffering. That's why I say this. When a tooth breaks, don't just rush to the dentist. Ask yourself which organ and which emotion are trying to scream at you from the other side of your body. Now we step into even darker territory. If teeth are energetic switches, what happens when they're used in rituals, witchcraft, or esoteric practices. What you'll discover next isn't for the faint of heart, because we're about to enter forbidden ground, teeth as instruments of hidden power in dreams, in magic, and in rituals still practiced today. Stay with me until the end, because what comes next might make you see your own smile in a way you never imagined. Almost everyone has had this dream at least once, teeth falling out, breaking, crumbling in your hands. Psychology explains it as anxiety, fear of aging, or fear of losing control. But in the esoteric world, the meaning goes much deeper. These dreams are soul-level warnings, signals that something deep in your life is about to break. In ancient traditions, dreaming of teeth was a sign of death, loss, or major transformation. A falling tooth in a dream doesn't just mark the end of a chapter. It signals that part of you, whether an energy, a bond, or a protection, is dying to make space for something new. And teeth weren't only powerful in dreams. They played central roles in rituals. Since ancient times, human teeth were treated as objects of power. Shamans kept the teeth of their initiates to access their energy for healing or control. In black magic, a tooth could act as a direct link to someone's essence. A talisman that could both protect and enslave. Think about it. Hair and nails are easy to cut and lose. But teeth are different. They're pulled out with pain, with blood, with trauma. That's why, in sacrificial rituals or witchcraft, teeth were considered the most valuable part of the human body. A molar, a canine, or an incisor could become spiritual currency to bargain with invisible forces. Even in daily life, teeth have been wrapped in mystery. Why do you think baby teeth are collected so carefully? Stories like the Tooth Fairy or Ratoncito Perez are just softened versions of much older practices. Across cultures, baby teeth were buried under homes to protect families or thrown into fire to seal pacts with spirits. And here's where it gets truly unsettling. If teeth are objects of power, what happens when they're taken or used without your consent? What happens when someone keeps your tooth in a ritual? What's at risk isn't just your health. It's your energetic freedom. Because each tooth carries a unique imprint of who you are. A kind of spiritual signature that can't be copied. A tooth is not just a bone. It's a key. A key that opens the doors to your memories, your organs, your energy fields. And in the wrong hands, it can become your prison. And the mystery gets darker still. If teeth are keys of power, what does it mean that they're the one part of us that remains intact long after death? What secret lies in that endurance, in their silence that persists for centuries after the rest of the body is gone? Stay close, because in the next section we'll dive into the final mystery, the connection between teeth and immortality. Why are they the true indestructible legacy of your soul? When the human body decomposes, flesh is the first to go, organs dissolve, bones eventually fracture, but one thing remains unchanged for centuries. Even millennia, the teeth. Archaeologists know this better than anyone. Sometimes all that's left is dust, ash, and fragments. And yet, in the middle of that silence, teeth remain. White, solid, incorruptible. Like the last witnesses of life, guardians of an identity that refuses to vanish. Isn't it unsettling that the only part of us that resists death is what we use to bite, to speak, to defend ourselves? As if nature wanted to leave a sign that the essence of who we are never fully dies, that something indestructible always remains. Across many cultures, this mystery was seen as proof of the soul's immortality. If teeth couldn't be destroyed by time or buried by the earth, it was because they held within them a timeless fragment, a spark beyond the physical world. The Egyptians, obsessed with life after death, believed that losing teeth was a bad omen, a weakening of the soul on its journey. The Maya and Aztecs inlaid jade and precious stones into their teeth as symbols of connection to the divine, convinced that this bond would carry them into the afterlife. But there's something even more disturbing. Modern occult traditions suggest that teeth act like antennas of quantum memory. Each one stores vibrational information about your life, and because they survive death, they keep an active energetic record that can be read even centuries later. It's no coincidence that necromantic rituals often seek out the teeth of the dead, because they provide access to the vibrational identity of the departed. Now think about this. If your teeth are the only part that never dies, what happens to the ones you lost while alive? Where do those memories go? Who holds them? Isn't it strange that people instinctively keep their children's baby teeth, or that the fallen teeth of an elder inspire respect? That's not superstition. That's intuition. The intuition that a tooth shouldn't be tossed away like trash, because it's a fragment of eternity. And here comes the most uncomfortable truth. Your teeth may be the key to realizing that immortality isn't a myth, but a memory etched into the body. If they survive beyond the flesh, maybe your consciousness does too. Maybe what we call death is just a transition, and teeth are the silent reminder that something in you never perishes. But don't mistake this for simple poetry. It's a warning, because if your teeth are files of your soul, antennas of your energy, and witnesses of your immortality, then ignoring them is a serious mistake. Stay with me until the end, because there I'll share the final message, the language your teeth are speaking to you right now, and how listening to it could mean the difference between staying asleep or waking up for good. You've made it this far. You've walked through an uncomfortable journey most people avoid. You can't look at your teeth the same way anymore. Now you know they're not just bones. They're soul files, energy switches, and eternal witnesses. And here's the message you must not ignore. Every time a tooth aches, breaks, or falls out, your body isn't just asking for dental care. Your soul is shouting a message that could come from repressed emotions, from organs out of balance, or even from your ancestral lineage. So the next time you feel a sharp pain in a molar, don't just run to the dentist. Though yes, care for your body too. Also take a moment of introspection. Ask yourself what emotion you're holding back. Ask which organ in your body needs healing. Ask if that pain might be the echo of something your ancestors left unresolved. Listening to your teeth is listening to your soul. And if you learn to decode that language, you'll never again be disconnected from your true self. In occult traditions, there's a small ritual I want to share with you. Simple, yet powerful. Take a baby tooth you've kept, your child's, or even a symbolic replica of stone or metal. Hold it in your hands. Breathe deeply and say aloud, I acknowledge the memory you hold. I honor the lineage you represent. I release you from all burden and open myself to the truth you reveal. This act of recognition can help break invisible chains and reconnect you with your inner power. And if you don't have a physical tooth, do it with your own mouth. Stand in front of a mirror, look deeply at yourself, and smile. Not the empty social smile we use to hide, but a conscious smile, knowing that what you're showing isn't ivory, but gates of light and guardians of your energy. Now you see why so many cultures respected teeth as amulets, as keys, as proof of immortality? Do you see why they appear in dreams, in rituals, in magic? Do you see that your teeth are the last defense between who you really are and what the system wants you to forget? Here is the final revelation. Your teeth are proof that something in you never dies, something that resists time, that cannot be erased, that always remains. The next time you look in the mirror, remember, that smile is not only yours. It's the echo of all your past and future lives, and the proof that your soul is indestructible. If you've read this far, you are already among the few who know this secret. And now you face a choice. Keep seeing your teeth as nothing more than bones, or hear them for what they really are. The hidden language of your soul. If this chapter made you think, subscribe right now and hit the bell, because what's coming next will reveal even more unsettling truths about your body, your energy, and your destiny. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until the next chapter.